Okay, so welcome back. It's been almost like 3 weeks since I've played this character. I've actually been, I had a few episodes backlogged, so there's kind of like some stuff I was kind of letting play through with that. And I think last episode it ended in Orgrimmar, and I was saying something that I was going to fly down to Feralas and continue from there for that little bit longer, but I ended up just shortening that episode. So sorry about that. I think I need to move my microphone up a little bit. Didn't want to run off the edge there. So I ended up doing that, flying here, and then I just stopped the episode, as I mentioned at the end of the last episode. I think that was like July 7th. Today is August 2nd. I think I released about 6 videos in between there, maybe 5. Well, not since that last episode I recorded like 4 or 5 episodes in one day. Uh-oh, not Wagyu. Who's this? Yeah, I think I'm okay. End result is I got a little busy. Actually with other WoW stuff, because it's kind of closing in on the release of Ankurash. So I was doing a bit with my my druid, trying to get some things ready, trying to farm up some materials, all that good stuff. So some of my playtime's gone on that. The other thing is, my work schedule has not really changed a lot, but I'm still getting in the groove of what my wife and I have been doing, which she's working at home basically like 6 hours a day. So she works, I guess, in a hospital and takes care of patients. And a lot of what her work is charting. So she does her work now on the computer at home at her desktop that it's over there and built for her a while back. And so it's been really convenient because she has everything she needs here. And then what basically happens is in the morning, I go into work. We have one car we share. We've not been taking public transit since coronavirus started. We've been avoiding it out of an abundance of caution. So she has been driving me to work, drops me off, takes the car back home. And that's at like 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. And then she comes into work around like 2 p.m., drives herself, parks, and then we leave together around like 4 p.m. most of the time. The tricky thing has been, by the way, we're doing this hippogriff Muisek quest. We need the Frey Feather hippogriffs. I'm like honestly forgetting where this quest chain came from now, but I know we went to Hinterlands for it at one point, and frankly, we've been working on this quest chain for a while, and I just kind of feel bad not completing it at this point, even though it's probably a little unnecessary. Let's set up shop around here. Get them totems going. And we got our chicken. Alright. Let's drop the chicken now. Sure. These should be pretty easy kills. They're pretty low level at this point for us. We're maxed out on rested XP for sure, so this whole thing's going to be quite easy for us. And I'm just going to keep pulling this location. Oh, chickens. Why is chicken over there? I didn't realize this chicken could go that far. Okay, let's do this. That actually kind of surprised me seeing chicken. Oh, well, I think it's just that. Oh wow, nice crit there, wintry crit. So then we go home together. The thing is, normally what we would do. This is the right. Hold on. Then use the Muisek vessel. Okay, that's right. And I think it's something I didn't do here. Where is it? Got it. 30-second cooldown. Why? Why would you do this to me? I should have used it on these guys immediately. Let's just pull another one over here. This looks like an icon, this little hippogriff Muisek, that would come from like Naxxramas or something, some sort of cold frost rune type of thing. Alright, let's do one of these other ones. I wish it would do all of them at the same time. It's kind of this like arcane explosion effect. Makes you think that it should hit like every corpse, but alas, it does not. Let's swap at our shrink rate. Okay, so normally when I play WoW, what I do is in the morning. Like, I'll get up like now, play. My wife usually sleeps in for like another, sometimes 20 minutes, sometimes hour and a half. And then we'd go into work together. And that was really convenient because then I'd have like almost an hour to play most mornings, right? Probably like 3 to 4 weekday mornings a week, I would have time to play video games, and I really enjoy it. Like I've talked about this before, it's such a nice feeling waking up, not rushing to work, playing some video games for a little bit. It's just sort of a nice feeling for some reason. I've done it for years now, like since I started sometime before my first YouTube video. And my first YouTube video I think was in 2015, and I was doing this before that. Problem is, I need to get these stupid corpses, but I don't want to like leave them. Like I'm sitting here like I could go kill another mob, but I have to come back anyway. We're about half done. That's the good news. It's effectively 100% drop rate, or 100% drop rate, air quotes there. So, yeah. So it'd be nice because I'd have like kind of a set aside time of about an hour most mornings. If I slept in, I wouldn't, but most mornings I wouldn't sleep in. She would sleep in a little bit more than me, and then she showers in the morning. I usually shower in the evening, which adds another 30, 40 minutes of time that I could use. And I don't have that now because she doesn't shower in the morning anymore, is what it is, because she's not going to work immediately, so it's not as necessary for her. We get the buff from the shrink ray. I'm killing this guy just because we got like a moment here while we're waiting for our cooldown to refresh on the, what is this thing called? Hippogriff Muisek vessel, yeah. So I figured just kill a random mob, because why not? Perfect timing too. Alright, let's go find more hippogriffs. We need 4 more, almost done, not bad. Yeah, so she'll get up usually a little bit after me now, maybe 10-20 minutes, not even that long, and then ends up like basically coming in here and starts working, and it's hard for her to work if I'm talking, playing video games. That's not so bad if I'm just playing a video game, but I guess if I'm also narrating, I think it's a little bit tough. And then also she's sometimes on the phone with patients, and so she needs it to be somewhat quiet, and that's, I would say it's pretty reasonable to say that her job takes precedent over my hobby. Yeah, so, oops, wrong target. There we go. Yep, there we go. So, long story short, it's been a bit tougher to get time to play in the mornings, so I'm trying to figure that out still. Weekends have been really good, and that Friday, I forget what happened, but I think she was up late Thursday night. We were both up late, and I tend to still wake up early some nights when that happens, but she'll sleep in to kind of like catch up on sleep. So I ended up getting like 4 hours straight. So like, oh sweet, I'm going to play some WoW. So that's what I did on July 7th, I think. It's been a while, so I don't quite remember, but I think it's what happened. We still have the buff, 3% increased crit chance from the Fire Festival, which ended like July 9th, I think. It's kind of funny. We need to kill 1 more of these mobs, and there's a corpse back there, so we're going to pull this one back to us here. Whoops, it's going to hit me, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, the stun. What a bully. Okay. I'd rather cast this. There we go. Get the timer ticking. Alright, this is the last kill we need. We're just going to hang out for like 25 seconds, and then we'll, 22 seconds, cast the last vessel on this, and then we'll go turn in this quest. I think it's turned in down here. Yeah. Apparently it's a chain. I feel like this might go to Sunken Temple. I don't quite remember. So the plan is, once we're done with this, I'm so glad I did this. I made like a to-do list over here. I got a little sheet of paper. We're going to go to Booty Bay next. Because Booty Bay, we're going to turn in the rescue quest, which we've been needing to do for a while. So do that now. And then, okay, we're all done. Let's mount up. I guess we're in combat when we cast that. Why are we in combat? There we go. Alright, well, that was easy. So, simple quest. Glad we got that done. And then we're going to go to Grom Goal and Westfall. And I think Grom Goal, I don't quite remember why Grom Goal, but I think it's purely to get up here to the scaled old Merkai. So I want to get this quest done for this torch. See the torch here? Kind of cool. I really want it. So I'm going to try to do that next. it's pointless in terms of experience. It's a great quest. It's just for fun. And then, I don't think there's any other reason we need to go to ground goal. Is there? I'm just like taking, I just want to make sure I'm not missing something. Okay, I think we're good. Dreadmaw Rock. Yeah, and I think we're good with that. And then the final plan today, which I think we should get to, is Fellwood. As far as elite quests or dungeons, I want to get Hinterlands as a priority. There's a lot of good stuff there. I don't know. Yeah, here. I've only got one quest right now, but there's other ones in the town back there. Reventusk Village that we like left over there. And then Alderman, maybe. We're good with high level forward. Maraudon and Sunken Temple is where we're at now. Oops, almost fell off. It'd be nice to do all those. So those are on my to-do list, but I need to find a little more chunk of time to be able to do that. Yeah. I need to figure that out still. As a, my facial is a little bit different now. It's kind of, the mustache is kind of like long. Like I usually like it trimmed up. Like this one's getting special. Like I kind of misshaped it a bit and I left it a little bit too long on this side. You can see it's coming down quite a bit. But on both sides, a little bit long. I'm going to take it up a little bit here and here. I've been having so much fun with ever since I shaved my head, I feel like I've been very motivated to play with my facial hair more and like have different styles. Sometimes grow it all out. I did like tiger stripes for like a day. I didn't go outside. I literally, I grew my beard out to like about as big as my mustache is. And then I just basically go in the bathroom and just cut like, I don't know how to describe it, like kind of like diagonal lines through it, what I'd call tiger stripes. Maybe zebra stripes better, I don't know. And these like slanted thin diagonal lines, I had about 4 lines on each side. It looked like I fried my face on a panini grill, to be frank. And it was pretty dumb looking, but my wife found it hilarious, and I did not go out in public with it. I have some photos somewhere, but they're just like stupid selfies of me like doing like this. But anyway, I've been having a lot of fun with my beard and facial hair ever since I shaved my head for some reason. It's been like my canvas or something, I don't know what you want to call it. Okay, Hippogriff Muisek. We're at Witch Doctor Uzeri back in Camp Mohachi. After killing an animal, we allowed the Muisek to escape. Is Muisek how you pronounce that? Music? Muisek? I think it's Muisek. To escape, it may take the form of an even greater creature. We would never be safe from its vengeance. This is a dangerous job I have given you, and you have completed it well. 4,200 experience, nice. Kill 8 sprite darters or sprite dragons. Use the music vessel to shrink them. Okay. I guess we're not leaving just yet. I'm quite impressed with this quest chain. I really don't know where this leads to. I don't remember it very well. Like, I've done it before, but I just don't recall. And it's pretty rare for me not to remember quests. Like, I've done a lot. I've done so many characters. I've leveled to 60 on different servers that I'm pretty familiar with it at this point. Yeah, so I'm pretty familiar with it. This one is not ringing a bell. I don't know why. Sprite darters. Okay, well, let's rebuff. I'm just gonna pull this thing over here. I mean, we're getting experience from him anyway, so it's not like it's a huge loss. Let me just make sure I loot him. And then burn the corpses with the music. Whatever you want to call it. Okay. Just trying to keep my totem alive. There we go. Good. I guess there's an aggressive mob came by, so that's fine. No more experience for us. No problem. Ooh, mana burn. Nope, not gonna let that happen. Might as well just spend my mana. Might as well spend the mana on Earth Shock rather than just get freely burned. I'm just gonna get ready to do some rank 1 Earth Shock on this guy and save my mana otherwise. So, one kind of sad thing is, okay, so the Inkrash War effort has started. If you don't know what that is, basically it's Phase 5 of Classic. It's one of the last content patches. And what happens is both the Alliance and Horde have NPCs that pop up in their capital cities. And those NPCs request you give them supplies. And you have to give a lot of them. So the supplies, for example, might be like a rune cloth bandage. And every time you turn in a stack of these, you get some like signets, or a little box that has like potions or scrolls, plus some like bind on equipped green or blue item. And the level of the item varies with the type of thing you turned in. If you turn in like linen bandages, you'll get like a level 10 to 20 green. If you turn in rune cloth bandages, you get like level 40 to 60 green, right? And this is the war effort. And what this basically means is you're turning in supplies, Alliance and Horde, to fortify the Alliance and Horde forces so they can invade Ankurash, which is the third large 40-man raid in Classic WoW. That's going to open once the war effort is complete. And then there's also a long quest chain where you ring this gong. And that quest chain, it's a complicated process. But so there's two things here. So one is the war effort, turning in all these supplies. That's going pretty well. I think both factions on Grobulus are at about 40% complete. But I know there's a lot of supplies that are stocked up on both sides by big guilds, and they're just kind of agreeing to not dump them all just yet, so that they can get more time, because at the same time they're ringing the gong that I mentioned. That requires... we've got 3 more sprite darters to free or kill or whatever we call it. I think they should be here. Yeah, let's set up camp again. And so this quest line to ring the gong is only going to be completed by probably 1 to 10 people per server, because it takes a ton of effort in Silithus. And what it takes is specifically, you have to kill something like probably about 20,000 Silithus bugs in Silithus, because they drop this these carpus fragments that you need to turn in for reputation. And once you get high enough reputation, you can continue the quest line, blah blah blah. But it's on a timer, because if the war effort's completed, once it's completed, whoever rings the gong first sets a timer of 10 hours, and once those 10 hours ends, no one else can ring the gong and complete the quest chain. And completing the quest chain gives you a bug mount, like an epic bug mount that's really cool because it's so hard to obtain. But the point is that because of this kind of rush, this timer, everyone on the server practically feels like in most guilds is down in Silithus killing bugs or killing other faction people trying to kill bugs. It's a big mess. So the story I'm telling with this is a reason for this. So I left my guild, and I may rejoin. I spoke to some of the officers that I just needed a break for the time being. I wanted to enjoy some things without the influence of the guild for the time being. But the guild is called Impervious, and it's on Grobulus Horde side, right? And I've been in the guild since December. I was in another guild called Wreck, but they merged with Impervious. So effectively, I've been in the guild since December. So about, 7 months? Most of Classic. I'm heading back to Camp Mahacha, by the way, because we're done with the Fairy Dragon Muisek. And what ended up happening is, a few weeks ago, on and off, we have a Discord where we do a lot of our guild coordination. I messaged in the guild, and I was like, hey, who's going for the Scarab Lord? Scarab Lord is a name, the title given to the one person, or 1 to 10 people maybe, that ring the gong. And I was like, hey, who's going for Scarab Lord in the guild? Do we have a plan for this? And we were told one person had a plan to do it, and he's gotten a lot of the materials, like a lot of turn-in items you need ahead of time, that he had gotten those ready. And I was like, okay, well, you might want to coordinate with other guilds. There's like other guilds in the server that are doing this, right? So I was like, you might just want to work with them because they're all working together, or at least set up a plan within the guild, within our guild, to how to get as many people as we can down there to kill the bugs, because you can't kill 20,000 bugs by yourself. You need like raid teams of people to work together to help you get this mount in the time frame that is going to be needed to get it done before all the war effort supplies are turned in. We're back at Witch Doctor Uzeri, so we're going to turn in the Fairy Dragon Muisek. Thank you. Now the spiritual powers of the Fairy Dragon will be available to us. I hope you willing to perform another task for me. Maybe. Kill 3 wandering forest walkers. Use the Muisek vessel. Okay. So now we got to find the trees I think any of the trees work for this. I really did not expect to be doing these quests. Like, I guess I didn't realize how many follow-up quests there were on this. So let's try to find these guys. They're all over the place. I think there's one up here usually. Let's go take a look up in the north first. Then we'll head south to the high wilderness. We saw one earlier. You gotta keep an eye out. They're a little bit hard to find, but we only need to kill 3. And guaranteed drop rate, so not too bad. I got my carrot, so it should be a little bit faster, yeah. So it ended up happening. The war effort started last week on Tuesday. I know, so it kills him. And no one in our guild had any communication that I know of with the plan. Like, oh hey, you know, we're gonna pay people to come out here, or we're gonna just ask people to help, or we're gonna set up some nights just for social nights to hang out and do it. There was nothing at all that I saw that indicated any coordination ahead of time. So then the day it releases, the guy that's trying to get it, and like 5 people are out there, maybe 10 people are out there farming constantly. And you kind of get some guilt tripping going on in guild chat. Like, hey, people should come help. People come and help. That's fair. Like, I mean, it does take a guild effort, 100%. I had some other things I wanted to do at the time, but I went out there and helped for like an hour one day. And I had some like RPing stuff I was doing it there for kind of fun. It's a little silly, but I had a lot of fun doing it. Still doing it, still having fun. So, still looking for these stupid trees, by the way. Story time while I look for the trees. So, that wasn't a big deal. Like, people kind of guilt tripping, people are just asking for help in guild chat is not really unreasonable to me. Again, I was like, well, why didn't we just coordinate an effort ahead of time? Because a lot of people, some people are taking off work for this, because it's like an all-day thing practically for the next week or 2. And some of those people in that first group of 5 or 10 literally took off work for a week or more to do this. But then, oh, there we go. Got one. Sweet. First tree, folks. Let's Shrinky Dink this guy as soon as... Okay. So then, that's one thing. So then another day goes by, and like the second day or so in the evenings, it's like Wednesday, maybe it was even Thursday, like a couple days had gone by. The GM of our guild says, so we don't use DKP anymore, we use something called EP, but it's essentially like a DKP system that you're maybe more familiar with, just for rewarding loot. Basically, when you raid, you get points DKP, and the more DKP you have, when an item drops you can bid using your DKP. Whoever has the most DKP and bids on it with the most DKP wins the item. That's basically our loot distribution. So it was like the second day, the GM makes an announcement while like him and 10 other people are down in Silithus. And they're like, hey, if you come down here up to 3 hours a day, you can get DKP for helping. And someone's like, how much DKP is that? That seems like a lot to suddenly award, because our guild's pretty casual. Like, we don't have a lot of options to get DKP. We don't require people to get buffs and all this crazy stuff, or like crazy stuff. Like, we're pretty casual. So it was a little bit surprising to see suddenly they're like, well, you can spend 21 hours a week down here and get extra DKP. And someone in our Discord was like, hey, it seems kind of like a lot of DKP to give away. It was like a raid or 2 worth of DKP, so like a couple weeks, like a 1 week or more, I think, of DKP. And then if this kept going for a couple weeks, you could potentially earn like multiple raids worth of DKP, which is like more than an item's worth of DKP. And is this a bot? Maybe. 57 Troll Hunter. Why would a 57 Troll Hunter be out here? It's probably a bot. It's probably a bot. Hey. Oops, I got caps lock on. Hey, are you a bot? Bot, even? Again, ungilded hunters. You even get an experience in this mob? It's like a 44. Like, I legitimately don't think you get experience from this. Oh. I am pretty sure. Oh, you know what? It could be someone farming lean wolf flanks, for sure. And this is a bot based. Let's see if it responds. Based. Maybe? On activity, Feralas, hills, farming, wolves and bears. Please investigate. I mean, I'm a little bit jumping the gun maybe on that, but man, I'm pretty sure. To be fair, just because someone doesn't reply to say chat doesn't mean they're a bot. Like, there's a lot of reasons people could not reply. And so it's like a little bit presumptive of me, but that's also not necessarily, it's not like my burden to 100% prove without doubt that someone's a bot. I think it's something Blizzard has more resources to be able to do, you know? Oh, I actually didn't mean to come down here. I meant to go over here. I don't know if there's any trees over here. Let's look around. I didn't really look around here much before, but I don't think there's trees over here. It's another stupid Silphus, or bugs. Ugh. Okay, so someone asked in the Discord, like, hey, it seems like a lot of DKP. How did this decision come about? Like, why was it made? And then I replied immediately to that, and I was like, hey, I was kind of wondering that too. We just switched, like I said, from DKP to an EP system, which is similar to DKP, but a little different, effectively the same. And I didn't really understand how it translated. So I was like, hey, could an officer explain how much DKP essentially this is relative to like one raid in Blackwing Lair? Is this like a lot? Is this a little? I don't really understand. The end result was that it turned into kind of this big fight in Discord where, I got a skill up, 245, 246 mining, nice. It ended up being kind of a fight in Discord where the officers got super defensive. Like immediately it felt like they said like stop complaining, like either accept it or don't complain. And then someone else said something like, it is what it is, we're not going to change it. And it was like these kind of like really weirdly dismissive and like passive aggressive, if not outright aggressive comments to me. There's another tree. Okay, there are trees over here. Sweet. To me, and then this other guy who first brought it up, and then two other people that had questions about it. And like, honestly, most of us, like, there were four of us that really were like genuinely curious about it. And I shrunk myself. And I would say three of the four of us were being completely just like, hey, like, how does this work? Can you explain more? Will there be other opportunities for this in the future? One guy was a little upset because he was farming Cenarian Circle Rep basically on his own because he was trying to get enough reputation to get us the nature resistance patterns, the male nature resistance gear. And he asked for help a few times and there was no help. And he asked officers if they'd be willing to do like some sort of DKP event where people would help him farm Cenarian Circle Rep. And they basically said no. And so he was a little bit like, kind of frustrated, I think, because he had spent a lot of time also in Silphus recently trying to farm up reputation for something that would help the whole guild, and the officers were like, no, we're not going to help you. We're not going to set up anything. You're on your own. A few people did go and help him, but there was no coordinated guild effort by the leadership, and that was like a few weeks ago this guy was doing this, basically, so it was somewhat recent, maybe a month ago at the most. So he was kind of personally upset. I can understand that. But even he wasn't being like overtly offensive. He was just like, dude, no one helped me. Why are we helping one person get a mount that doesn't even help the guild? Like, we're spending tons of time doing this for no benefit to anyone except for him, essentially. So, and to make matters worse, the guy that we're helping for this, there's two people in this apparently, but one of them, I would say the one that's got the better chance of completing it, has been gone the last 2 months, essentially. Like, he basically just hasn't raided with us or done anything for 2 months and effectively came back just to get this mount now. And so the person that spent the last month farming Cenarian Circle Rep especially was frustrated because he's like, what the heck? I've been here every raid. He's like one of our main tanks. I've been here every raid, working hard, trying to get reputation for the guild to help make craft stuff. I got no help. This guy's been gone for 2 months. He comes back and suddenly we set up like a DKP effort for him, which we've never done for anything in the guild ever. There's never been any event that was like, oh, let's work together to get reputation or something, and you'll get DKP in exchange for your help. It was straight up, we've had like 2 PvP events plus raiding, and you could also donate a small amount of materials every week, like Black Lotus or whatever, for DKP. Those are like the 3 ways to earn DKP. In the PvP events, I think we've had 2 or 3. So it's not like a common thing. Maybe 3 or 4. So anyway, we've never had a lot of DKP earning opportunities outside of raiding or donating a few things every week. So a few of us were just kind of like asking about it, and the officers were being really dismissive. And so it got to a point where like one of the officers changed the guild note of one of the 4 of us to something like doesn't help people in Silithus. And he was like pissed. He's like, come on guys, like we're trying to have a conversation here and you guys are just being sarcastic and dismissive. Like, why do we even have a Discord or a leadership in a guild if we can't even just like straight up just talk about things? It's one of the few times I can remember in a video game getting kind of sucked into what was sort of a drama thing and actually walking away being kind of mad about it. Like, I legitimately was like, this is really frustrating. It's not a big deal. Like, I wasn't even, honestly, like, I didn't really care at all that they were awarding DKP for this, as much as I just wanted to understand a bit more. In my first message was just like, hey, how much DKP is this relative to a raid? Like, I was trying to understand better. And it just very quickly became like sarcastic from the officers. And I mean, it was really, really weird. It felt like super out of character for them. And if it had been like one officer, it's like, okay, whatever. One officer has a bad day or whatever. Or maybe they're tired because they were doing Silithus stuff for a long time. You know, I get it. People have bad days. But when like literally 4 of the officers, we have probably, I think 8 officers in the guild, so about half of them chimed in, and all 4 of them independently said sarcastic or antagonistic things. Like, why would we raid in this guild if we're working sort of like under officers that are just kind of jerks? Like, it's like there's a ton of guilds in the server, and I have friends in lots of guilds. I really have the only reason I raid in that guild that I raided in, which legitimately is a pretty like casual guild, and it's not like a super good guild in terms of the sense that they don't clear like Blackwing Lair really quickly. I don't know how to say it. They take like two hours to clear Molten Core still, and that's fine. Like, I have a lot of fun. That's why I'm still there, because I like the people that I'm with. Like, you know, the people have been a lot of fun. I've made a lot of friends, and essentially all a guild is a group of people playing, right? If you get along with the people, found our last tree, by the way, finally. But if you get along with the people, and you're still productive and you're clearing content, whether it's slow or you guys wipe a little bit more than average or whatever, that doesn't really bother me as long as I'm having fun with people. And so that kind of took away some of that when suddenly I'm like, well, at least a good group of them are just kind of jerks. Like, and they don't really, like, as soon as you give it any... Wait, this is not the right target? Are you kidding me? The cursed sycamore doesn't count? What the heck? How is that the wrong tree? Okay. Wandering forest walkers. It has to be those specific ones, I guess. I just assumed that the wandering forest walker was like a generic term. Alright, let's go back north and see if we can find... There's a hippogriff stuck in that tree. Let's go back north, see if we can find them over here again, or we kill that other one. Like, I just checked this area. That's annoying. I just assumed that they were all the same, like they would all count for this. Okay, whatever. We'll find another one soon. Yeah, so I was just kind of frustrated. So I took a day, like I took like probably like half that day and thought about it a little more, and I still ended up being annoyed with it. Like, you know, I was thinking about it, I'm like, the GM was trying to make a point that he's like, well, we give DKP for this because it's good for the guild. Like, it shows the guild's strength that we're able to get a Scarab Lord, and I think it's important to show how strong we are. And like, the irony to me is like, is the guild really strong if officers are being jerks about this? Like, how is that a sign of strength if we get it on the backs of anger, frustration, and changing what we've normally done just to obtain something? It doesn't make us stronger. It just means we're like held together by threads that are being pulled by someone that doesn't really care about what the rest of us think. I mean, it got frustrating for me. So I talked to a few people, some of the other officers that I'm friends with, and I was like, hey, you know, like, I was really looking forward to this event. Like, the whole war effort thing I was really excited about. I had saved up a few reagents, a few hundred reagents I turned in for the war effort, and then I planned to go down there and like help farm bugs, like PvP. I've got this like RP thing I've been doing. I might make a little video of it. It's been a lot of fun. And I really just wanted to have fun down there. But now it became tough because then guild chat turned into this, like, not just that, but guild chat turned into, hey, we need help here. We need people to do this. We need people to come kill bugs. But then on top of that, knowing that everyone was kind of judgmental and just being jerks about things, I was like, it's going to be hard for me to enjoy this. Like, it's only lasts for a week or two, maybe 3 weeks if we're kind of lucky, but I'd say 2 weeks probably we're expecting. I just want to do my own things. I don't want to be like I don't know, burdened by a guild chat of people that are just, I don't know, I don't really feel like talking to at the moment. So I said, you know, I'm going to G-quit, and assuming there's an invite left open for me, I'd plan to come back in like a week or two when the war effort's done. I just don't really want to be involved with it with anyone here right now, and I want to do my own thing. And a couple people are kind of like, hey, can you stay? We really like you to stay. But ultimately, everyone, like, people are pretty reasonable. They're like, okay, you know, do what you need to do. We're really sorry this has worked out this way. And some of the officers told me that they like kind of freaked out, sort of reprimanded the other officers for being jerks to me and other people. Because honestly, like, oh, there's a tree, got a tree. The personality I present on here, like as SoupaSoka, the YouTuber, I really think that's actually pretty close to my real personality. I tend to be pretty chill, and I don't know why I'm lightning bolting this guy. And so it's not like I was in Discord like freaking out. Like, I was being pretty reasonable. I was trying to explain my point. All right, wandering forest walker. Here we go. Oops, I didn't mean to drink. What am I doing? Done. Okay, let's go turn this in. And so to get the response I got, given the attitude I was giving them, which was like, hey, I have some questions. Hey, I think people are concerned about this. Can you explain, you know, that? And then I was like, how am I going to get, like, I mean, if people are going to be jerks, I really have no interest in helping them. And I'm one of the main tanks for the guild, so it's like, I mean, it's not a big deal. They'll be fine, I'm sure, but it's kind of just something where they just need to figure it out. Like, they need to chill, and they need to talk amongst their officers about how to treat people. Like, I get if they wanted to be like, you know, this is how we're going to do it. We're sorry we didn't talk to you ahead of time. Like, they didn't make any discussion, they didn't take a poll, nothing. And it's a pretty big change. But that's not, like I said, not so much the concern, it's just the attitude. So I left. I said, you know, I might come back. I plan to come back. And then, like, within like 30 minutes, I was invited to another guild with some friends of mine. It's like one of the biggest guilds on the Horde side on the server. Because, like I said, I have friends in lots of guilds. And someone's like, hey, just hang out with us for a while, even if you don't stay. And at least you'll get some company in guild chat. And so I did that. So now I'm in another guild. This guy, I haven't joined anything left with him yet. I've kind of kept him ungilded, but my druid's in another guild now. And honestly, it's like kind of a night and day thing where I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to go back to my old guild. But now I'm there and I'm like, these people are super nice. And they've been like a lot of fun. Everyone's having a good time as far as I can tell in Silithus, given that it's a huge grind. They're doing like, their incentive for getting people to help is everyone that helps every hour they're there. The guild bank is basically doing a raffle that everyone that is there puts their name in a pot, and they do a roll 100 or whatever, and the winner gets 200 gold. So they're doing like a 200 gold raffle every hour. They have a PvP team and a PvE team. They have a lot of different things they're doing that is just kind of like fun things that make it a lot less stressful, and it was well organized. Like, they planned it ahead of time. They have like maps of all the hives with rooms numbered, and they have people that are hanging out in each room helping. It's really like, it's very impressive. And it makes me look at my old guild like, well, what were they doing this whole time? Even when I said, hey, let's work on this, and no one replied, but now they suddenly want to do it. It's just like, it's short-sighted and it's a mistake. All right, 4,700 experience. Our Muisek collection is almost complete. We still have another one. Kill 7 landwalkers or cliff giants. Mountain giants. Okay, is this an elite quest? Yeah. Can we do this? I don't know if we can do this. Let's... Okay, well, we might get to Booty Bay sometime. These guys are like way over here, I think. I want to double check that I don't overrun it, because it's kind of a long run, and it'd be painful to have to run back. Let me see this. Mountain giant Muisek. Yeah, so now I'm not sure I'm going to go back. The only thing I need to figure out with this guild is if I can fit into one of their raid teams. They have a few raid teams, and the schedules would work for me, and most of them would, but I don't know if they need anyone, especially a tank. Like, the problem with tanks is that you need tanks for your raid team, right? Super important. But once you have a few good tanks, you don't need more. Like tanks kind of just, they're tanks. Like, once you have a few, that's sort of all you need. So, let's see, I'm running over here, I'm trying to figure out where they're at. Oh, there's some alliance out here. That's scary. Oh, you know what? Does that work? Landwalkers. Landwalkers might be the giants that we already killed down here. The sea giants might be landwalkers. Now I'm curious. And if that's the case, we can just shrinky dink them. Land. Walker? Zapped Landwalker and Landwalker. Okay. So maybe they're not the same ones, but you can apparently shrink them anyway. And where are they at? Okay. Well, I guess let's go get the shrinky thing. So I cheated. I didn't know this would work for that quest, but apparently the shrinker from the previous quest that we did is going to be really, really helpful here. So I'm going to stop over here, pick it up, and then we need to run like over here for the giants. But it should be pretty easy. We're going to lose our Fire Festival of Fury. We may never see this again. By the time this comes back next summer, it very well might be Burning Crusade. Which means I might not necessarily do this again. Kind of sad to see it go. It's a super nice buff. But yeah, so anyway, I'm enjoying the guild a lot. I just need to figure out if I can get into the raid teams and see if they can use a feral tank. I don't know if they do. I really like tanking. And frankly, that reason alone, I mean, like, I still have a lot of friends in my old guild. I still like most of the people in the guild. And I don't even dislike the people that were jerks. It just, I just don't want to interact with them for a little bit. Because specifically the thing that they were jerks about is a thing that is high on their priority list right now. But it's also the same thing that they care about, the same thing I care about, but for different reasons. And so it's easier for me to go to Silithus and have fun the way I want to have fun if I'm not involved in their shenanigans for the moment. But we'll see. I think another person or two maybe leaving the guild over that whole fight we had. It wasn't even a fight. It was just a stupid disagreement where no one would just where they wouldn't just back down and say, "Oh, sorry, we get you have a question." Like, so I say, like, I didn't need to back down because all I was doing was trying to understand something. And the people that needed to back down in my mind were the ones that were straight up just kind of angry about stuff. Oh, hey, Snake Burst Firework. I don't have that pattern yet. That's cool.
Have a good one.
I'll learn that pattern. Why not? It's soulbound, so you can only get it here. That's interesting. Okay.
Keep it real.
There's our Ultra Shrinker. Perfect. That's what I was looking for. And then we'll abandon the quest later, but for now we'll take it with us. I think I can get over there from here. You know what? I might need to go back up here. It might be blocked off, so it'd be safe. I'll get back on the main road. But yeah, if I can find a spot in this raid team here as a tank, then I think I'm just going to stay here. I've got friends here, and I will miss my friends in the other guild, but I can still hang out with them and chat with them in Discord or whatever. But yeah, and maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm too optimistic. Maybe every guild has officers that are jerks. I think it probably is true. But it felt like a bit of like a dog pile. That's really the truth. It's like 4 different officers all kind of just like freaking out on us when we were just like, why, what are you doing? Just like, guys, like, we've been in this guild for months and months and months. The people that they were talking to, so just calm down. And like, can we just talk? It was kind of embarrassing for them in my mind, but I don't know if any of them watch my YouTube channel. I don't think any of them do, so I'm not sure they'll see this. But even if they do, I mean, I don't feel like I'm saying anything here that's untrue or unreasonable. And if they have a problem, they can talk to me. Or if they don't have a problem, I'd love for them to talk to me anyway. And just be like, hey, Soupa, let's talk about it. Like, that'd be great. But anyway, it's a weird feeling. Like, I don't really get caught up in video game drama much. And it really wasn't even... And that's sort of the reason why I'm stepping back. It's not because... Like, it's sort of... That's how I respond to video game drama, is I'm like, I don't really want to participate. I would rather just leave and do something else with my time. I have video games are meant for me to have fun, relax, socialize in some sense. And if the socialization is contaminated, if there's drama, it becomes unfun, then like, what am I doing? Like, Classic WoW is fun for me regardless of who I play with. It can just be amplified by playing with people I enjoy playing with. if people I enjoyed playing with no longer are fun to play with, then I can go play with other people, still enjoy the game, but also enjoy the social aspects. So it just becomes this like cost-benefit analysis in my head where I'm like, yeah, of course I'm going to bail. Like, why would I waste my time with people that are kind of being bullies? Like, I'll go play with someone else. Easy enough. What is this? Whoa, Irash Ethis. Look at that rare spawn. There was so many mobs. There was 2 wolves, a tree, a rare spawn serpent, and a bear. And I was like, this is like a menagerie of stuff here. Someone's killed a mob recently over here. Alright, let's totem up. I'm gonna pull this bad boy. I think it'll be fine. I made myself big, which is fine with me. Storm strike this guy. Oh, this guy just got nuked. Wow. What do we get? Forked tongue and dusk-woven gloves of spirit. Not really that good, but I'll take a free green drop. I love killing rare spawns anyway. I think it's so much fun, so. That thing got blown up. I don't know what her DPS was, like 400 DPS yet. Nuked that guy. We need to go a little bit farther over here to the west. I think the giant should be right over here. Yeah, so that's all the video game drama going on right now. This is what we need, Landwalker. I really hope this thing works. If it does, I'm going to feel very dumb. How close do we have to be? Nice. Perfect. Well, these will be quite easy for us. They're 3 levels below us. I'm going to let my mana regen a little bit before I totem up. Then I'll kind of center myself. I'm a little bit nervous about centering myself between these because they're elites. And this thing has like a 30-second cooldown, so I can't... like if I pull 2 of them, I'm in a big trouble, basically. So I'm going to try and be careful with that. 408 experience, man, it seems like a lot. It's funny, I'm also getting the miniaturization residue. Let's go ahead and just bandage real quick. Oops, that's not what I wanted. So in other news, and actually much more exciting news, frankly, there's not a lot to say about it. I don't have any photos. It's not my person to tell, I guess I should say. Actually, I got a new photo here, I think. Let me see. Cute. My sister had a baby. It's and my brother-in-law, they had a baby. It's the first kid they've had. And my sister's younger than me. My sister's about 5 years younger than me. So that's kind of one of those moments where I saw, like, because of COVID-19, I can't be there, obviously, at the hospital. So they sent me a photo, me and my wife a photo, and it's kind of funny seeing my sister holding a baby. I'm like, whoa, like my little sister has a kid now. That was a weird moment, you know. It definitely took like a second for me to be like, huh. And but no, I'm really excited for them, obviously, and it's really cool. Like it's super exciting. I'm really happy for him. I should use some of this. I need to shrink this guy fast. I should be using this food. It's from the festival, and it only lasts so long. This guy resisted a lot of stuff. Seems like I should be using it. But yeah, so it's really exciting. We're really happy for her, and the kid's super cute. Super cute kid, and yeah. So he's they're in the hospital still, but she's going home. I think today. It was a long labor. It was like a 72-hour labor. It was like one of those things. You're just like, it just took a while. It took a while. The baby not want to come out, and she was fine. Everyone was fine. There was no complications really, as far as I could tell. Besides, just there was a slow delivery, which is stressful for everyone. You know, it's one of those things you kind of get. The longer things go, you kind of get more and more nervous. But overall, all good. You know, I just realized. I think my chicken's ready. Yeah. My nose gets so itchy sometimes, man. I don't know what it is, but it's like I think I swear it's worse with a mustache. Like when I grow my beard out, I don't get like itchy like a lot of people do, but my nose gets itchy when my mustache is growing out. It's a really weird observation I've made over the years. All right, let's get our chicken going. Can't do that while in combat. I'm not in combat. There we go. I was technically in combat, but not really. Alright, let's go find more giants. We're 4 of 7 done. I've also gotten 4 of 10 miniaturization residue. I'm almost tempted to do that, like do a few more just to get it, but I don't think I really care that much. Alright, let's do this. Like I said, I'm being a little bit cautious about dropping totems here, just because there's a fair amount of mobs, and I don't really want to pull in those elites on accident. It'd be kind of terrifying. Yeah, so that's really exciting. My baby sister had a baby. This is now because my wife has 4 siblings, I have 2 siblings. Between us, we have 7 nieces and nephews. It's a lot of kids. 2 of them. Oops, that's not what I wanted. What's this? No, what am I doing? There. I'm like not thinking straight about what I need to do here. So we have a lot of like nieces and nephews, frankly, which isn't a bad thing by any means. Obviously, it's a good thing. We like them. My wife and I think we'll have a kid someday, but we're not in a rush. To be frank, I'd say a rush is not what we are in. Let's do this. Get our chicken out, but it's on like the horizon for us. So we're excited to join the ranks of parenthood, I guess, at some point. But for now, we're enjoying nieces and nephews. It's tough with like coronavirus because I work in an infectious disease lab where some of us study coronavirus, and my wife works in a hospital where she does see patients that have all sorts of things, to be frank. We're a little bit cautious about visiting people. We're planning sometime soon to go see family, especially with the new kid here, but we're pretty cautious about it right now. I'm gonna shrink this guy. I can't decide if I really feel like doing more. If I feel like getting the rest of this again with the zapped giants. Do we get experience for it? We might. I mean, I guess I could just do it. I don't know, like I don't really want to, but then at the same time, it's like apparently that thing keeps you in combat a little bit. I'm not super excited to do it, but at the same time, I'm like, maybe I should just do it. We're going back that way anyway. We just drop off the quest, get maybe some experience. I think we'll get a little bit. It seems reasonable, so I'll go kill a couple more of these guys, get our dust. It seems to be 100% drop rate for the miniaturization residue. We just like nuked that guy. Do you see that? He has like back-to-back Wind Fury procs. Let's go chase down this one. I'll mark that guy. I'll chase this guy down. This little deer here. Rip. How did I Earthshock this thing? I managed to Earthshock it, yet it, I shrunk myself, whoops. I managed to Earthshock it, yet it resists my Frost Shocks consistently. It's kind of funny. I wonder if it has a high frost resistance. Oh, that one landed. We got our free shock there because of the elemental focus, so it's like might as well use it. Alright, let's give ourselves one big heal. It should be enough to finish off this last guy. Hey, there's a wandering forest. Oh, whoa. Sure, we'll take this guy on. Resist. Yeah, they have a fairly high resist rate on fire, frost, and earth shocks, I think. There's another resist. It's annoying. There we go. Storm strike him. Now I don't have the mana to, there we go. Got him with an earth shock. I was like, I don't have the mana to earth shock now. Alright, so we got the bonus quest done here. Let's get out of here. Mount up. We'll turn into the miniaturization quest. I guess I need to go kind of this way. And then we'll go back to camp, turn in the giant Muisek quest. I think we're about done after that. Like I don't know if there's a follow-up again, but I think there might be a small follow-up. Yeah, there's definitely a follow-up, but I don't know if it's here or if it's elsewhere. I can't imagine it's still in the zone, like any more of this type of quest. I think we're running out of doing these quests. Because the mountain giants are some of the biggest, toughest mobs in the zone, so like I don't know what would be left. While we're running back, I always want to thank my Patreon supporters, so thank you all for the continued support, especially, you know what I really appreciate is when I have periods of like a lull where I don't upload quite as much. Like the last week, I think I uploaded like so probably from mid to late July, I uploaded like 2 videos in the course of 2 weeks. So that's a little bit slower than normal. I try and get like 3 out a week is what I aim for, about 3 to 4 if I can. Then a bit slower, but then like people don't rapidly unsubscribe from my Patreon. I noticed in those lulls. Like I don't try and take advantage of that. Like I really try and keep up to it because honestly, I just have fun doing it. So it's not like I'm like, oh, I need to work. It's like, oh, I want to have fun. it's like different. But I sometimes I get busy and I fall behind a bit. But I think I've been I've never taken huge breaks from this channel for years that I think people trust that I am coming back. Like I'm not just gonna ghost people. And if I ever left, if I ever quit, like I was like, I'm not gonna do this anymore. There's a path here, by the way. Earlier I was saying I didn't know if I could go from this little dock up here, but there's a little trail here that is different from the one down there that we took to get here originally. But I'm just saying I appreciate people's continued support even in like shorter absences. But as always, I'll name Adam H, Luke D, and Chris S as my top tier supporters, so they get a shout out by name. So special thank you to those 3 people. But we're back at the Forgotten Coast, and we're almost back to Zorbin Fandazzle. Did we get experience for this?
What do you want?
Again with the Zapped Giants. Oh yeah, so there's a couple things you get. One, you get Steam Weedle Cartel reputation. So that's Booty Bay, Gadgets and Everlook, those types of places. Ratchet. So that's one thing. It's like this is the only repeatable quest to get reputation with all of them, I think. You can do it at any experience level, but it's slow. You kill 10 giants, get 25 experience. It's like 2.5 experience per kill, plus running back and forth. 21 silver, 550 experience. So I don't know if that was really worth it, but kind of fun. Frankly, we went from killing 7 to 10 giants. We killed 3 more, which means we got, for going out of our way to kill us 3, we got an extra 550 experience, so not even 200 experience extra per kill, so, and 21 silver, and some reputation that really doesn't matter, so.
Hey there.
Well, that guy didn't kill me, seemed to be AFK. Clot, the level 60 gnome mage. So yeah, we get this. We've done like we did hippogriffs, we did the trees, we did the fairy dragons, we did the giants, we did the giant bonus quest here. So we got 5 quests done today, at least. Pretty productive. I'm pretty happy with that. It's nice and quiet in the open world right now. All the 60s are pretty much in Silithus or farming herbs in zones that normally would be camped by 60s, so like Eastern Plaguelands, etc. So zones like Hinterlands, like there's very few people here right now. Anyone that had like an alt, like this is kind of my alt. Like my main character is my 60 druid, main basically because I spent more time on him. With that in mind, what it means is that a lot of people, instead of playing like this guy, they're playing their 60 in Silithus, doing stuff. For me, as much as I enjoy doing that, I really like this guy a lot too. So it's fun to just kind of run around and play this guy for the time being. So I'm hoping to have a few more episodes this week. I've been a little busy with work on top of the scheduling that I mentioned earlier, but this week I kind of set aside as being a mostly like paperwork, desk work week, where I've got a few small experiments, but largely I'm focused on, I just have a ton of data. I've collected so much data for my projects in my lab that we're kind of hitting a roadblock. We're a little bit stumped on the answer to some questions I'm having with my project. To briefly summarize, I study bacteria, and what I do is I look at bacteria and find bacteria that are, we study bacteria that are collected from patient samples, so people that have been infected by these bacteria. And what I found is that some of the bacteria we have, like if you test them in different model systems, I usually use a tissue culture cell line. So we take like human lung cells that are like a petri dish and then drop bacteria on them and then measure how quickly or how significantly the lung cells are killed by the bacteria. It's called cytotoxicity. It's a measurement of cytotoxicity. So, end result is that I found one bacteria that is really, really, really dangerous, or really, really virulent, we might say, or cytotoxic, relative to all the other ones that I've studied. It's like surprisingly toxic, given that genetically it's very similar to most of the ones that we look at. So that's my project. For the last 2 years, I've basically been digging at this strain, trying to figure out why it's doing what it's doing. And I've found some cool things recently, but we're also a bit at a roadblock where we're not sure what experiments to run next. So I have a lot of data I've collected over the years, and I'm just now decided I need to go back and look through it all very slowly and methodically and make sure I'm not overlooking anything that would give us a clue as to what is allowing this bacteria to be so dangerous. So that's what I'm doing right now, this week especially. So I got a little bit slower of a week, which is nice. I might stay home a little bit and do some of that work, so I'm excited for that. Mountain Giant Muisek. Just imagine the possibilities of what we now possess, Supo. Along with the materials that you've collected, I will be able to forever trap the music of these creatures into whatever I wish. It sounds horrible. It sounds like a Black Mirror episode. Weapons of Spirit. Witch Doctor Uzeri wants you to wait for a moment while he prepares the weapons. Imbuing the music into the weapons is a difficult process. Now that I have all the required materials and the music of the creatures you captured, I may begin. Please wait, I'll return in a moment. Whoa! So we can get Force of the Hippogriff, a 30 DPS one-handed 9 agility axe, Spirit of the Fairy Dragon, 9 stamina main hand mace, Strength of the Treant, 18 inch 7 stamina, Will of the Mountain Giant. That's kind of cool. 39. What is my current DPS? Nope, these are all junk. Unfortunately, they're all way worse than what I have. That's a bummer. My two-hander right now is 10 DPS higher. He doesn't have a new weapon in his hand. He's just slamming his hand into the thing. It's a bummer. I have completed the weapon, Supo. Cool. I mean, this is worth the most. I'm just gonna take it. I don't think even. What's my one-hander? 29. Okay, maybe hold on. 29 DPS one-hander. Is there an argument to be made? Chance on hit. It's got a fire weapon enchant and a chance on hit. It's basically like a half DPS upgrade plus some stats, but I lose life stealing and the chance on hit. So I don't think it's better than what I have. So we'll take this and we'll sell it. And I got 4,700 experience. Kind of a cool questline though. Not a great reward. I wish those rewards had like 5 higher DPS. It's really all it would take. Just a little bit higher would push them up into being a little bit better. But I think I'm a little high level for the questline, to be fair. And maybe that kind of just pushes it. Well, we're going to stop here for today. We're going to head over to Booty Bay. I'm flying right now, obviously. And we're going to continue. We're done with Feralas, I think, for good. I'm going to check off my little list here. But next time, I'm really glad I made this list. So helpful. We're going to head to Ground Goal in Westfall to get the quest done with the old Merkeye after we turn our Booty Bay thing. And yeah, that'll be it. So anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.